There's been a few triggers that kind of made me step back and go, wow, like this is stepped up a level. One would definitely be like,
so Cumbernauld. I only really think of like dark times at that point.
Hi, I'm Jay, Head of Operations here at DFYNE. I joined back in Cumbernauld in August 2023. Prior to working at DFYNE, I was in the Army for 4 years, joined in 2019, went through training down in Catterick, then moved up to Edinburgh where I was based for the next 4 years. After that I went to Afghanistan, various parts of Europe, Germany, France, Belgium, that kind of thing, and then throughout down south. When I first joined DFYNE, I started in the warehouse, picking and packing. I kind of knew from day one that it was something a bit different, unlike anything else that I'd ever experienced before. Pretty early on, I had a conversation with Oscar, which I would say pretty much shaped how things turned out and what my mindset's been towards everything since then.
I think like with some people, there's like a moment where you see that they really get something, they're really gonna go far. And I remember Jay was here because he started off in the warehouse picking and packing, decided to take on the returns, and was actually, I think he was stood here and he was talking to me about an idea for how we could process the returns better, quicker, more efficiently. It worked really well when you're doing 10, 50, 100 packages. And I remember saying to him, I was like, oh, that works well now, but if you're gonna build something to make that process more efficient for like 100 packages, is it gonna work at 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000? Will it work at that scale? Because if you're gonna put the time in now, do it. I remember he turned around and he was like, oh, no, it won't. I was like, okay, give it a thought. And I think it was what, a couple of hours later or like the next day. I don't actually think I asked him. He came and grabbed me and he was like, oh, come have a look at this. I was like, oh, will that work at 1,000, 10,000, 100? He's like, yeah. And you could see it, and it was just like that. You just see these moments in people.
Cumbernauld was such a fun phase, and like anyone who was a part of the team then, like I think they can all agree, it was really exciting at first because we went from this shoebox in Livingston to what felt like a massive office, when in reality, when you can see where we're going to move into next, it's tiny compared to that. But honestly, at the time it was such a buzz.
It was quite a stressful day because we literally, I think we had a delivery come the day we're moving in. We were trying to move everything across all the way from Livingston. It was big, like it felt huge. There's just so much empty space. Like I think there was 5 of us at the time or something like that.
The drive into work for everyone was just so excited on move-in day.
The start of moving in was like super exciting. I think the warehouse was 8,000, office was like 3,000 square feet. Like it was huge for us. It was, I had no idea how we were gonna fit everything in here. I mean, the warehouse was kind of good because we needed that extra space, but still, we didn't even have any racking, we didn't have anything. Yeah, it felt too big, way too big. But I think we kind of had a feeling like it would fill up quick. Pretty much. I'm pretty sure about that.
It was just such a vibe, but working in Cumbernauld was such like a moment in time where it was just so special.
There wasn't really necessarily like teams yet.
The challenge with that is you were very much having to do every job role.
We never had any processes for anything. You were trying to create that stuff, the processes, the departments, the hiring, like you were involved in everything.
Then things started really moving even faster and faster. More people joined the team.
With every new recruit, there was a wee bit of worry, is this going to change the culture? But we got so lucky that we had such solid recruitment. I don't know if it's because of our job ad, what the kind of candidates that attracts, but with every new person, it was just like getting a new member of your family come work with you, and it was just amazing.
Quickly, Cumbernauld probably became the hardest part of it all. You've gone from just yourself to a really close-knit team to suddenly, and by close-knit, you've got maybe 4 or 5 people max that are working alongside you, to 10, 15, 20.
I could definitely see that while we're all jumping up and down and buzzing with the growth and we're expanding the team and we're looking to move into an even bigger office, Oscar wasn't quite on the same wavelength as all of us.
A lot of people ask, is it hard to let go? It's the easiest thing in the world when the right person's there, and there's no way of explaining it other than you just feel at peace with letting go of that part of the company. Cumbernauld from that point of view was the hardest part, so while it started really exciting, it actually became the mentally toughest part of the journey so far.
That there was a difference in how we were all feeling compared to how he was feeling.
Oh yeah, no, just virtually complete depression the whole time. With so many people joining, you realise your role is to not be down, and you got to somehow suck it up and figure a way through it. It's not about ignoring it, but certainly there are more important things at the time, or at least that's how I saw it. Like, it was dark.
What stresses Oscar out the most, which is also like the best thing, is the people, but like in terms of like, we've all got lives, we've all got bills to pay, we've all got families, and he almost has all of these worries not only for his own immediate family but 130 odd people's families now as well.
I still remember in Cumbernauld thinking about the good old days in Livingston where everything was smaller, we weren't making as much, but just there was so much more happiness around. I feel like in Cumbernauld there was, but for me trying to figure things out was tough, and I think because we hadn't, all the people even around me, like I've maybe, well, Megs I've known, not even a year by that point. Who do you talk to about those things who are in the same environment? The business is going up, the team are going up, the team are getting their things, and it's just like really silly little things, like when it was a team of 4, you'd always go to lunch together and you start to notice, no one even asks you anymore. And it makes sense. It does. They've got their teams and you're always super busy, so like why would they? It's just silly little things like that. Just one thing as an example, and then you have on the other side just every team that is built, there's always going to be something that goes wrong within the team. There's always going to be somebody or some people, and like the first times that happens, it's really tough because you don't know what to do and you want to try and do the right thing. It's helped make this place a much happier environment, and it definitely was a really great environment by the end of Cumbernauld, but the majority of it was tough.
See, at the end, we were like sardines, like it was getting like too close for comfort and we had no space. And
towards the end of Cumbernauld, where we started to really get teams into a great place, that really helped. But I think the next step to where we are now, or the first building of where we are now, that next phase was a lot easier than Cumbernauld. I mean, you're still kind of doing well in Cumbernauld, but you're still nothing. There's so many people who don't know the brand. You're still figuring out how to structure the teams, how to do right by them, how to develop them, and you've never done anything like it before. When we entered Cumbernauld, there was, I think, 5 people. When we left, there was 37, 38 people, I think. We were doing about 600,000 a month. When we left, I think we were doing about 3 million a month. What? It is, no, it was bursting at the seams by the end, absolutely bursting at the seams. I think back, I'm like, okay, like we needed the space when we moved into Cumbernauld. I don't know how we did what we did in Livingston in such a small space.
There was a few days that we were like, no way we've done that. Like, it surpassed anything we could have even like set as a goal.